Hello everyone, I just wanted to talk about my Shelly i3 setup. I just installed this thing. This outlet, or sorry, this wall switch used to control a switched outlet over here. So I rewired it to just send power uh, over to this switch. So I have a TP-Link Wi-Fi Smart plugged in here, and this line in there is just sending out power. So what I'm doing is I have just two simple switches here. Um, I'm going to replace these with a momentary switch. I'm still waiting on getting that, but for now I just threw on these simple toggle switches. So this one is connected to the I3 input. This one is connected to I2, and let's see, I have the line going in here and connecting to this, and then into the Shelly. So all three things have power, and then you got your neutral, of course, going into N, and yeah, so that's pretty much how it's wired. Of course, ground up here. Yeah, so in the Shelly app, I configured I3, I2 to be toggle switches. They default to momentary, so I'll switch them back once I get my momentary switch in. But in the Shelly app, what I did is I set up a scene, actually four scenes. Basically, when you toggle each of these switches on or off, it kicks off a Alexa notification, and within the Alexa app, I created four routines, and the routines would get triggered based on or off for each of these switches. So let me show you it in work. So right now both switches are off. So this lamp will turn on when I flip the left switch. Flip on. It's pretty fast. And then the other one is for the other lamp in the room. We call this the reading lamp. On and off. Another thing I wanted to mention is that I did not use the I1 input, so I just taped that off with a little electrical tape. I also wanted to say that the wires, the gauge of the wire on the i3 is pretty small, as you would expect. They're trying to keep it very small, which is awesome. But it's a little hard to connect with the larger gauge wires. So I would suggest using the Wago, those little clip connectors. I didn't have any at the time, or else I would have used them. But if not, you could probably get away with the smallest twist caps that you have. All right, I'm going to show you how I set up Shelly to trigger an Alexa routine. So let's start by going into the Shelly app. Alright, from the main screen, you're going to click on the top right menu and then go to Add Scene. The scene name is what Alexa is going to see, so name it appropriately. For this, I'm just going to call it, we'll call it Shelly Trigger. Oh, I can spell. There we go. I'll put it in my main room. And choose a scene picture and then next. Okay. I'm going to add a condition. So this can be, in my case, it's going to be the I3. So the I3 is going to have three inputs. We'll just go ahead and do the first one. And since mine are toggle switches, I'm going to do state change on, and then on any change for the condition type. Now if you had a momentary switch, these would apply, the button pushes, but I don't, so I just did state change when it's on. So we're going to add that, and then we're going to do add action. You're going to click notify, and then you're going to do notify on Alexa, add, and then save scene. Now, if you already have three of these Alexa notification scenes created, which I do, you're going to have to get around that by doing a little trick. Basically, if you remove the notify Alexa on this one and add just any other action, just anything else, and then save it, then you go to your scenes. So we're going to go back in, edit Shelly trigger. So we're going to go back and add the notify on Alexa action. And then we're going to remove the one we just added. So then if you save it now, it'll actually work. So I have my, as you can see, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of these scenes triggering Alexa. So you can get around the three limit fairly easily. So if we go back into our Shelly trigger, just to review, we added a when action when the i3 input 1 state changes to on. It's going to do notify on Alexa. The Alexa app, and you're going to go to devices. You're going to click the add device. You're going to search for Shelly, and then you're going to click Shelly switch, and then you're going to do discover devices. All right, it's going to say it found a doorbell. It always says doorbell, so it treats these Alexa notifications from Shelly as a doorbell. And I think you have to click setup device. We're just going to skip that. And the name of our Shelly scene, the Shelly trigger that we set up, was found. So we're going to click done there. And now we're going to go right into our routines. So create a new routine, and then from there you do your trigger, the when this happens. Click smart home, and then your Shelly scene trigger down here is available. So click save. There you go. That's how you do it. And you can pretty much do whatever you want in your Alexa routine from here. So that is my Shelly i3 setup. Now you can obviously do a bunch of different things with this. If you link it with an Alexa routine, you can pretty much do whatever you want. Take a look at the routines section in your Alexa app. Oh, she heard me. Whoops. So yeah, that was how I set up my Shelly i3. Hope you enjoyed this.